Design thinking has been shown to have positive impacts on both creative and business performances. According to a study by the Design Management Institute, design-led companies outperformed the S&P 500 by 228% over a 10-year period. Additionally, a survey of 758 executives found that the companies used design thinking reported increased in innovation, improved user experience, and higher customer satisfaction. Hi everyone, I welcome you all to this session on design thinking process. So without any delay, let us explore the agenda for this session. Firstly, we will look into what is design thinking. Then followed by, we will explore design thinking process, that is your empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. And finally, we will look into the practical tips for each process. But before we go ahead, kindly make sure you subscribe to our Edureka's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest Edureka videos. And also, if you are interested in our UI UX design courses, then click on the link that is given in the description box. Now let us explore what is design thinking. Design thinking is a problem-solving approach that involves understanding people's needs and empathizing with their challenges to create solutions that meet their needs. In general, design thinking is a strategy for creative problem-solving by prioritizing the customer's requirement above everything else. It relies on observing with empathy, like how people interact with their environment, and employs an iterative and hands-on approach to create innovative solutions. So, design thinking is both an ideology and a process that seeks to solve complex problems in user-centric way. It also focuses on the achieving practical results and the solutions. Design thinking also brings the innovative solutions to life based on how real users think, feel, and behave. And also, it is a human centered design process. Now, let us see what actually the design process consists of. The design thinking framework can be divided into three distinct phases, that is, immersion, ideation, and implementation. And this framework can be further breakdown into 5 actionable steps, which can make up the design thinking process. Namely, your empathize, design, ideate, prototype, and test. Although these steps appear to be sequential, it is important to point out that the design thinking doesn't follow a strictly linear process. At each stage in the design process, you will likely to make new discoveries that requires you to go back and repeat the previous process. Now, let us see each process in detail. So, the first step of the design thinking process is empathizing with the user or the customer. This stage involves understanding the user's needs, challenges, and desires. Empathy is a critical concept of design thinking because it helps designers develop a deeper understanding of the people they are designing for. To empathize effectively, designers must observe and listen to the user without bias or judgment. During this stage, designers use tools such as the user interviews, user surveys, observation, and immersion to gather data and insights. Now we have the practical tips for applying the empathy. The first one is to conduct the user interviews to gain insights into their needs and experiences. Conducting user interviews is an effective way to gather information about the user and their challenges and their aspirations. By asking open-ended questions and listening effectively, designers can gain valuable insights into the user behavior and the motivation. And the next thing is to observe your user in their natural environment to understand their behavior and the context. By observing your user in the natural environment can provide the designers with a deeper understanding of user behavior. So this can help designers identify the pain points, challenges, and opportunities that they may not be immediately apparent. And the next thing is to use the tools like personas, empathy maps, and customer journey maps to visualize user insight and create the shared understanding among the team members. These tools can also help designers identify patterns, themes, and opportunities that can inform the design process. The next process in our design thinking is define. So, the second stage of design thinking process is defining the problem. This stage involves the synthesizing the information gathered during the empathize stage to create a clear problem statement. So, defining the problem is a critical step because it helps the designers focus on the most significant challenges and opportunities. In this stage, designers use tools such as the problem framing, problem definition, and design criteria to create a problem statement that inspire creative and innovation. And the practical tips for defining a problem is to use the insight gathered during the empathy to create the user persona and the problem statement. The insight gathered during the empathy state can be used to create a user persona. So, here the user persona represents the user's needs, challenges, and aspirations, while the problem statement defines the problem to be solved. Next is to frame the problem in a way that they inspire creative and innovation. So, this can help the designers generate more innovative solutions. This can be done by reframing the problem from the different perspective or by using the metaphors or the analogies, and also by asking provocative questions. And also, you need to ensure the problem statement is specific, actionable, and measurable. So, the problem statement should be specific and measurable because this will help the designers focus on the most significant challenges and ensure that the solution can be evaluated and tested. And the third stage of the design thinking process is ideation. This stage involves generating a range of creative ideas and solutions to address the problem defined in the previous stage. So, the ideation is a collaborative and iterative process that involves brainstorming, sketching, and sharing ideas. During this stage, designers use the tools such as the brainstorming, mind mapping, scamper, and reserved brainstorming to stimulate creative and generate innovative solutions. Here, the practical tips for the ideation is to encourage wild ideas and brainstorming without judgment. So, this can help designers generate more innovative solutions by creating a safe and supportive environment. Designers can help team members feel comfortable sharing their ideas, no matter how unconventional. And the next thing is to use the ideation techniques such as the mind mapping, scamper, and reverse brainstorming to stimulate the creativity. So, these tools can help the designers stimulate the creativity and generate more innovative solutions. These techniques can help the designers break free from conventional thinking and explore new ideas and perspectives. And the next thing is to combine and refine ideas to generate innovative solutions. By combining and refining ideas can help the designers to find the insights. During innovation stage, designers should aim to generate as many ideas as possible and then combine and refine them to create a set of potential solutions. So, this can be done by looking for common themes, identifying the strengths and weaknesses, and refining ideas based on the feedback and testing. So, after the stage of ideation is done, then the process will be moving on to the prototype. So, the fourth stage of the design thinking process is prototyping. This stage involves creating low fidelity models or prototypes of the best idea generated during the ideation stage. Prototyping is also a very critical stage because it allows designers to test and refine their ideas quickly and at a low cost. So, during this stage, Designers use the tools such as the sketches, wireframe, and mockups to create the prototypes that can be tested and evaluated. Now, if I want to tell you some of the practical tips for prototyping, is to use the low fidelity prototypes to test and refine the ideas quickly. Low fidelity prototypes such as the sketches, wireframes, and paper prototypes can be created quickly, and it allows the developers to test and refine the ideas without investing a lot of time and resources. And the next thing is to create the multiple prototypes to explore different solutions. By creating this kind of multiple prototypes can help the designers explore different solutions and identify the most promising one. By creating several prototypes, designers can test and evaluate different features, functions, and designs and the area for improvements. And the next thing is to test the prototypes with users to gather feedbacks and insights. Testing these prototypes with the users can provide the designers with a valuable feedbacks and insights. By observing how users interact with the prototype, and the designers can identify areas for the improvement, and they can make the informed design decisions. So once the prototype is done, we will move on to the test. The fifth and the final stage of the design thinking process is testing. This stage involves testing the prototypes created in the previous stage with the users to gather the feedbacks and insights. Testing allows designers to validate their ideas and iterate on them based on the user feedback. During this stage, designers use the tools such as the user testing, A/B testing, and usability testing to evaluate the prototype and gather the feedback. And the practical tips for testing is to test the prototype with the users to gather the feedbacks and insights. By observing how the user interact with the prototype, and the designers can identify the usability issues, pain points, and the opportunities for the improvement. And the next thing is by using the A/B testing is to compare the effectiveness of the different solutions. By testing two different versions of the prototype with the different features or designs, designers can identify the most effective solution. And the next one is to use the feedback from testing to refine the solution and iterate. Using the feedback from testing to refine the solution and iterate is a critical step. And the next one is to use the feedback from testing to refine the solution and iterate. By incorporating the feedbacks into the design, designers can improve the usability, functions, and overall effectiveness of the solution. In overall, if I want to tell you, the design thinking process is a powerful methodology for solving the complex problems and creating innovative solutions. It is also a human centered approach that involves the empathy, collaboration, and iteration. By following the design thinking process, designers can create the solution that meet the needs of users and stakeholders, while also considering technical, business, and environmental constraints. However, it is very important to note that the design thinking is not a linear process. Designers may need to revisit and iterate on previous stages as they gather new insights and feedback. With an open mindset and willingness to experiment and iterate, designers can create impactful and innovative solutions that addresses complex challenges. This brings us to the end of this session on design thinking process. We have a lot more videos on this topic, so make sure you get all the updates by clicking on the bell icon. And I hope you have a good understanding of what is design thinking process after watching this video. And if you want to get certified in UI UX design, then we have a certification link that is given in the description box. So let us see you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!